What do we say to somebody that is so self-evidently a sinner, a deeply troubled, a borderline evil person, and yet we can understand their pain? Do we turn hostile towards them? Do we try to, of course, wrestle everything that they hold dear, or do we try to forgive them? This is one of the most important questions, because we're not just talking about our lot in life, much like you can see our troops, of course, currently supporting the King of Serbia against the King of Croatia, for this single county right there. We are also talking about the well-being of our souls long after we have perished on this earth. This question, my friends, becomes ever more dire once you start considering that it is Roger here thinking and pondering the lot and the life of his brother, his own flesh and blood. Once they were acting as if they were a mirror, while of course our brother Robert was active in the Byzantine Empire, was conquering over there as was deemed necessary, we, on the other hand, were of course taking over Sicily bit by bit. Now today we found out that not only, of course, did we denounce him, he is excommunicated, we have forsaken our bond as a vassal towards him, which has brought us quite a bit of dishonor right there, and also made it so that, well, the Pope now ultimately gave us a claim on the Duchy of Apulia. No, that isn't it. On top of all of that, Prince Robert the Fox is now also a murderer, because he murdered that man that killed his wife on the battlefield. Now, I will tell you it is uncommon, but it is historically correct that Sichelgeiter right here, or Sichelgeiter, I'm not entirely sure about the pronunciation there, I've seen both spellings. She was somebody that historically did actually command troops, that historically, at the very least to a certain degree, was partaking in the actual advances of Robert. But of course she had other reasons to be important. She was a Lombard, she was a legitimization source in this entire region. And she was taken so early. Now, we never really saw our brother as somebody that had feelings, somebody that cared, of course, you know, for his spouse, for his children, and so on. And yet he took revenge upon somebody that was far beneath him, that he probably shouldn't have cared about. And yet he killed him. How do we take this? What do we make out of this? Honestly, I'm not too certain. It is a dire thing for his soul, but also at the same time quite understandable. Let me take a look at this, by the way. This is Constantine. He is supporting. Why is he down there? He's a caravan master. Did he go on a pilgrimage? Oh my god, I don't understand what is going on. He's located in Isla. Yeah, look at that. So, with him in Isla, he must have been on a pilgrimage. Maybe even to Jerusalem, honestly. Maybe he is repenting. I don't see the pilgrimage trait though, which just makes me a little bit worried in that regard. I wonder what he did do down there. Now, the other thing that I do want to bring up is, of course, that he pivoted after the Lombard connection was gone. He instead went for a Ducas. Princess Anna of Pui right here is, of course, of the highest echelons of the Byzantine Empire. Although the alliance here seems to have faded, Princess Anna, I believe that alliance was created with Vasilevs Constantinos X after the initial setbacks, right, between Apulia and the Byzantines. All of a sudden they see eye to eye. Although again, I say see eye to eye, that alliance seems to be fragile and currently not really in place. And so you might ask, what is the plan for today? Well, obviously what I just described is on the mind of Roger right here, and I will be pondering this as we go through the next couple of challenges. The other thing that I do want to highlight is that Pontifex Maximus Alexander II, as pointed out by many of you, has a boar as his house symbol by valor and devotion. And interestingly, by the way, we don't know which woman has sired these children. It is interesting, at the very least, I can say. He is given a title to apparently his proper son, Conte Guido right here. He is an art pope. He is a lived pope, historically speaking. Popes, but also bishops, definitely had children, quite plenty of them, and it wasn't really that big of a topic to object towards, as long as it was kept out of the eye of the public, you know, without scandal. Giving him Viterbo is a pretty, you know, crazy thing, but okay, fair enough at the end of the day. Now, what interests me in that regard as well is that he actually has a legend going, and I think I will be supporting this. We have returned, of course, and now we have the religious builder of Palo right here. If we take a look at this, Palo is this bishopric over there. So check this out. This is the Decanatus of Palo. You can even see that it has received provincial authority until 1090. You even see a temple funded right there. So I have to assume that he actually did build something, and that is very important. He's currently doing a tour through his territory, and this legend is pretty, you know, understandable, right? This is a holy legend, making it so that building churches, it is an act of selflessness, and it proves that he is one of the greater popes out there. The land of Palo is of the highest pious value, because it is very close to Rome, and from its soil it is said to spring miraculous water, capable of curing all maladies. When the Pontifex Maximus heard of this, he felt a great warmth in his heart, for his devotion was so great that the mere thought of a holy place made him tear up. He devoted himself to God. Of course, he took on the name Alexander. This is, I guess, the difference, right, between him being the Pope and prior to being the Pope, and he has now done it. Not just that, he also went on with great bravery and apparently defeated the Lord of Neapolis. He created order, I will give him this. He has kind of equipped us with the tools to create order in these lands, and he has doubtlessly created order in his own realm as well. I will start promoting this legend. It does have a whole bunch of positive impact, right? If you take a look at this, we get control growth, popular opinion, monthly piety, and we also get even more control growth. This is not a bad legend. I will gladly spend some money to promote it. Hopefully, we can kind of interpret this as the very first proper bishoprics. That we're now getting a proper, network of bishops and dioceses, that kind of stuff. We just look at it and we say, this land, while still yet in the majority, of course, not our faith, is looking at us with a little bit more positivity. We are building a network of bishops right here. At least that is what I'm appealing for, right? I would surely send a call to the Pope and he would heed it. Once this legend spreads, I will take that as us basically getting a proper church infrastructure. Now, the immediate thing to follow is this right here. We have Richard de Hauteville, our current heir. He is merely a nephew, I believe, of ours. Yes, he is a nephew indeed. He is marching with the despot of Serbia, and I hope indeed that he will be successful. I didn't give him any siege machinery, and, well, to be fair, you can see right here that Croatia seems to be pretty busy, so I don't see too much backlash, but it is good. This adds legitimacy if he just takes over a little bit of land and actually succeeds at doing this. I wish I could really automate this, but I actually tried it off camera, right? I saved the game basically. Oh, and that is nice. Reggio de Calabria now has the actual legend. That is awesome to see. I really wanted to automate the full thing and go, hey, you can have this army, but nothing else. But they will essentially always raise every last army, which obviously doesn't really work for us. An alliance. Oh, it's an Hauteville. Okay, first of all, he is a kinslayer. Obviously, I'm not looking towards this very positively. He killed his own son. Jesus Christ, Joffrey the Evil. Okay, here's the way I see this. I see where the wind is blowing. Lanciano is allied to us. We have Policoro, of course, on Apulia's side. We have currently Loaz, not on anybody's side. Then we have Duras, also on the side of Robert the Fox. The way I interpret this is that he is saying, Joffrey has heard that we have gained a claim on Apulia, and should we come over, he wants us to be the righteous ruler. Now, I'm going to be straightforward with you. I will not give in to this. This alliance, it is not too bad or anything, but he is. I know what this alliance stands for, but I am not taking it until he rescinds, well, what he stands for. Oh, and it looks like he lost the battle in Pisa. That is completely fair, but wait a minute, what is this? Attacking Prince Robert, the Fox of Apulia, in the expedition to Salerno. Abelard is incredible. Are you joking? He genuinely, and this is not a great alliance, this isn't inherently what I want, but he is acting against Apulia. He's bringing in strangers, might I add, right? He has essentially paid Amir al-Muzaffar II, Ibn al-Musta'in of Larida, to go and invade Naples. This is an attack on Policoro, which is dangerous. I'm not sure that I fully endorse this fight, but I have given him a task, I suppose, and he takes it on quite actively. Interesting. So, Apulia here actually under threat. This might end up in the hands of the Muslims. I'm interrupted at our court as my daughter Adelise hurls herself towards me, pointing and screaming, "Heretic!" on her way. The religious builder of Paolo makes claim that Pontifex Maximus Alexander of the Stato Pontifico has powers beyond even God himself. Heresy of the highest degree. She sounds like a lunatic to me, but mutterings around the room would indicate some already agree with her. If she is this completely agitated, then there must be something to this. I will say, however, I think it's probably just an overstatement. I value the Pontifex Maximus quite a bit, and I think you are misinterpreting what he is saying in his story. He is saying that, well, he is a good servant of God, a good servant of Jesus Christ himself. I think I will try to convince her. Ooh, I lost the debate. So, Clearly, people are thinking this goes a little bit too far. I would maybe assume that this might even have to do, obviously, they are currently still Orthodox, it's not iconoclasm or anything, but this might have to do with iconoclasm tendencies, right? Kind of rooted and anchored inside of mainstream Orthodox here, giving the impression that any type of celebration, be it a saint or be it even a living aid here of God, of course, is frivolous. So I would say that this comes down to us being very multi-religious and multicultural. Clearly, they're looking at us and saying, no, 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 this already goes too far. We shouldn't even push this element. My god, are you seeing how fast this is spreading? That's actually incredible. I guess I am very proactively supporting it. It can make it into my lands here quite easily. Interesting. We do have a mental break. I will just retreat. This is all a bit too much, a bit too difficult for me. I'm not a man that thinks too much about religion in, you know, an organized sense. I think about religion in kind of a spiritual sense, what my place in, you know, the world is. Oh, what are you doing? You're raising your troops, defending against Duchess Matilda the Shrewd of Toscana. Interesting. Orbetello. There is a lot of conflict here going on in general. I might even see myself obligated to aid him here. Oh, you know what? I would like to send you a shipment. I will not help you directly, but I do want to support you. So I will send you a shipment of grain if you will have it. And that shall be my direct support against the Duchess up there. Let's see whether he takes it. It's always, of course, how we do politics. It kind of is like the panda politics, right? While I appreciate your offer to send shipments of grain from your territories in Sicily to my subjects, we'll have to decline your gift at this time. I would rather not grow too dependent on your grain, and I'm sure you will understand. I will say this hurts. This definitely hurts. I think he's coming from an angle where he still sees this situation as quite volatile down here. Frankly, his rejection of me sending him grain, it was a goodwill gesture. There was no malice in my heart, but I will take it in such a way that he sees me yet as not really successful. I must take over Sicily. I must take over, of course, my brother's land, and only once I do will he move away from this absolute complete dependence on the Holy Roman Emperor. Although I will say, obviously a vassal of the Emperor, Matilda the Shrewd right here attacking him, well, it doesn't bode well. The Pope is relatively independent and quite strong, but I have to prove myself as the potential protector, and then he will surely start taking my grain. Now, it looks like the Croatians aren't actually coming for us. We have sieged this down. Maybe we will come for them. I think we will indeed. I will keep an eye on this. We do have a battle here, which seems to be won by him. He did invite Robert Guiscard. Okay, I think this incursion will not be successful, but I will actually say, Abelard, I think what you're doing right there is pretty sensible. You are making sure that he cannot bring havoc, that he cannot wreak havoc on other people outside of his own realm. By the way, did you notice that here in former Yugoslavia I put on a bunch of trees? It looks so much nicer in my mind. I did this here as well in the Bulgarian mountain range. There is, of course, also actually like a massive, kind of the primordial forest of Bulgaria over there. I think it just gives so much more texture to this region. Anyway, the infamous Black Marks. For more than a couple of years now, a band of brigands, self-entitled the Black Marks, has been terrorizing parts of the Contessa of Castello Giovanni. While robbing peasants and assaulting traders, they also gave a significant amount of coin to settlements within the county, helping people to cope with the hard times. In a nice move on the part of my militia and my spies, these bandits were finally caught in a trap brilliantly devised, and now they have been captured. There are a lot of radical measures demanded, from hanging to pardoning the thieves. The council is also split on the matter. What seems amiss is a balanced view on the situation. Let's see, I could pardon them. And I might do this. Send them all to prison. I think this is just. I do agree with this. You tread the middle road. Your population is indifferent to your behavior, but the general gist is to accuse you of being an irresolute ruler. Your council is split on the matter. Who supports it? We got Godfrey, okay, they're against it. Abelard is against it. Judith is in favor of it. My beloved wife, okay, Nigel and Mère Ferrand. Ferrand is a trusted advisor. I don't want them as enforcers. I don't feel comfortable with this. It's not something that I really deem necessary. The way I see this, maybe they are some of these banal rulers that we discussed in a previous video, where especially in southern France, they weren't really motivated by, you know, central or divine authority, and that of course creates a lot of kind of difficult situations right there. They were looking out for their own people. I mean, what can I say? I might pardon them. Let's see, you pardon the thieves and provide some seed funds. In this way, you hope to assuage the people bent on revenge, as well as improving the county over the medium term. Economic boom. You know what? I think I'm going to do this. I think send them all to prison is the just thing, but in this case, I think being diligent kind of goes a bit further. You see the legend now of course, this diligent servant of God is spreading towards Messina. The way I see it is that I will pardon them to show, of course, what Christ can do. I will show them the power of turning the other cheek, and then I will ensure that this kind of activity will never again be necessary. He is, oh my god, he is attacking. He's trying to take colonies. Oh, it is assisting a local ruler. So he made an alliance over there, I suppose. Okay, well, he doesn't know where I'm standing fully. You can see Robert is winning. Right here. Let's take a look at whether our dear cousin, our dear nephew, I should say, will actually prevail. Will be a pretty interesting fight in the mountains. Not very common, of course, if you have partaken in Sicilian campaigns. Oh my god. So they do have reinforcements right there. Aren't we just going to miss each other? Yeah, we are. Okay, so this is a bit of a lame duck movement right there. Let's see whether they will catch the Croatian troops. Ooh, it looks as though he's going to win this war, huh? Quite easily. I don't think that the English have even arrived. Robert Curthouse. Oh, I didn't even notice. We have Richard of Gaul. He is of Normandy, crowned by the bishop. I don't see anybody crowned by anybody but a bishop, except Kaiser Heinrich. Oh, we have an excommunicated king of Hungary right there. Yeah, it's all bishops all the way down. It looks as though, well, I guess it keeps Robert busy, but this certainly doesn't look like it's going to lead to success for Abelard. It's a good attempt, I guess I'll give him that. A worthy topic. Obviously, I'm expected to talk about the good tale of the religious builder of Paolo, but it must be said that it is made a good bit easier by the splendid bearing and upstanding morals of Alexander. Noble and commoner alike talk about his virtuous personality, and it certainly hasn't failed to reach my ear. You know what's interesting? You very rarely, because when they nerfed it, they basically made it so that very few people will ever run a legend, except, well, the Pope. You very rarely see these events from this perspective. I do like this. I think this is quite nice. What a blessing it is to nurture his legend. I do have some doubts, of course. My beloved daughter Adelise came, of course, to me, and she was rather upset by the notion of really beloved Pope. You know, hey, I got nothing against him. I think I'm quite in favor of him personally. I did meet him. But I do understand it. Perhaps I can leverage this to advance both our causes. I do like this. Okay. Saintly and sinless. It's not bad at all. No. I think I will say this is a legend that I believe in, without a doubt. But even if you don't, you should be aware that this is the church finally finding entrance. Finding, of course, a home in the hearts of the people of Sicily. So in that sense, yeah, principled and pious. We are working together better than ever. I think that is completely correct. And look at that. There are now these Spanish troops emerging. I wonder where the English are. Oh, the Normans. We actually have reached a new layer. Okay, that is nice. Oh, and this is Bohemond. Shouldn't he be an adventurer out there? Interesting. So, man, we're all kind of playing both sides, aren't we? I agree with this. I mean, we are one family, my friend. It's just that you are underneath somebody who sadly is beset by anger. By nothing but anger. The family politics in these parts are unbelievably complex. You know what, I do wonder, is he supporting the legend as well? Because it did spread into his land. He is not. It is spreading here despite his best efforts. That is very interesting. Very interesting indeed. While all of this is going on, let me double check something. I do want the Duchy of Sicily. I want legitimacy here. Can we? No, we're not even close to getting higher on legitimacy. I'll be honest with you, this is completely fine. I would even say that it could be justified if we were to argue that I should probably only be on the aspiring level. So in that sense, I'm very happy that I am already recognized, even though I'm not rightful, which would be great because it would bring down, of course, the cost of everything. I will now actually repay the loan right here. I didn't know there was a button. That's very convenient. We are loan free, which means my prestige goes up again. I am happy that we are out of the woodworks, I think. That was a pretty bad situation we found ourselves in. Not surprising, might I add you. But now we can finally start saving to improve our domain, our land, and of course what we already did here in Castro Giovanni, right? By improving what our people can look forward to from our rule. I do wonder where the British are. He's in the Gulf of Lion. Oh, okay, so he's right here. They are making their way down here. I have no idea where Robert's troops are. Warfare choices. As the realm is passing by a state of war, I'm faced with the choice of ordering my troops to act in an aggressive and callous way against my foes and the enemy population, as this will allow me to learn a bit about the martial lifestyle, or I can take the opposite path, stressing the obligations of my troops to act in a sensitive way to vanquished foes and enemy commoners. The choice is mine. So this is actually quite interesting. It does cycle back to the peace and truce of God. I do want to stress here that you can actually harm, you can kidnap, you can take away population that belongs to an enemy lord. If your war is fair, if it is just, then you're allowed to do this because those people are seen as the property of the lord, and it is no different from, for example, taking a castle. Nonetheless, we are a just man. I think I will stretch this even further so that the peace of God here extends even to the people that I commonly could act against. Act with piety towards our foes. I'm sending essentially, I think, a letter to my dear nephew, and I say, I hope that you're facilitating the warfare as needed, but at the same time are considering the lot of the commoners. They are, of course, ultimately who we rule over and who we are sworn to protect. Ooh, Tancred here, the Conversano, has been imprisoned. Who's currently ruling this? Robert. I see. Oh, and my god, he is allied. He is allied to Rossano. The wars that are being fought here are actually unbelievable. Like, this is really, really weird stuff. And there they are, 5,000 troops. I think the English are going to swing this for Robert, but it shows absolute helplessness on Robert's part. Like, he's barely edging out a victory right here. In the meantime, what is happening here? Oh, there is a fight. They barely escaped. Come on. Oh, we're going in. This is now the big test. Will he win this? He is the one that came in first, I believe, but it is directly under the command of the despot. Nonetheless, he is winning. I am impressed. I think my Norman knights were indeed facilitating this victory. They did indeed actually accept, of course, who the legitimate leader of the war is. The most important person, if you will, but I mean, ultimately, that's completely reasonable, right? We're looking at a situation where he's willing to accept authority, which might be good should he not be our primary heir. I think that is respectable. Look at that, he's honest, gregarious, and just, but it also means that he probably will accept the Pope, right? As a, well, in the role that he is in. And yeah, you're losing this war now. I don't think this war is... Yeah, look at that, it's getting wiped. And this war isn't happening. Vasilev's Mikhail VII's coronation ceremony. It's a dukas. I would be interested in mingling with the Greeks, if only to keep away Princess Anna from potentially having a deal with Mikhail VII. He's hosting it in Constantinople. I think I will go. Quite frankly, I think I will go. I'm not directly involved in this war. This is not a costly activity. I think this is about perfect. On the way there, I want to be fast. There are no stops. We just take, of course, you know, we go by boat. We go through the Aegean Sea. It should be safe. It is fully under Byzantine control. Shouldn't really be that big of a deal. Once we go back, however, I do want to pass, of course, through Thessaloniki. I want to see it. I want to see Olympos. I want to see Meteora. We're going to skip on the Church of Saint Sophia, but I want to do all of those things. So, essentially, there is a war currently being waged in our name. We are assisting an ally, but I myself want to do politics. We established this in the past. We're not good at this. But it doesn't mean that I don't recognize our responsibilities. What is currently going on in Sicily, the family fighting family, if I can convince the Byzantines to stay out of it, I will most certainly do it. Coronation ceremony cancelled. To war, to war. Oh boy, this is a disaster. Let me check this. What war is this? He's defending. Ah, right. It's a civil war. Well, you know, I wanted to solve it by doing diplomacy. Don't have to do this. Even if they were to resurge in this alliance, it doesn't look like it would be too good. A coronation ceremony is a noble and worthy amusement, but the call to arms rings louder than any other. What a travesty. Well, so much for Mount Olympus. Right, and now the war here in Croatia is also over. And we had a successful Richard. I do respect that. But I think that I look at him and I kind of feel split on the topic of whether he should rule the entire duchy. I will definitely already make a decision. Richard, you have proven that you are reliable, and for that purpose, I want you to have a good marriage. I need to see what we do. I could do Anna Dukas, you know that? Komnenos, I could make this the connection to the Byzantines to rival the one that my brother has. Obviously, it's not quite as powerful, but it's better than nothing, I suppose. He is one of the rebels. Wait, who are they trying to put on the throne here? Nikephoros. Oh my god, it is House Komnenos. Ha. Ha! That is a good marriage. I think so. Richard. It is a bit of flip-flopping in that sense, but I think that if he supports House Ducas, Robert that is, and I can't really make peace with House Ducas, well, House Komnenos it is. I think that is a good marriage. It is something that sets up Richard long-term as well. They are the same age, which is respectable. Welcome, Eudokia. Welcome indeed. Okay. Good stuff. Oh, and I think she's on pilgrimage as she gets that message. Look at that. Yeah, she's in Antiochia. So, oh, she is on pilgrimage. That is so sick. So she comes back and she hears that she basically has a duty. She lived in this court. Right. Praetor Nikephoros. So that is him right there. He doesn't have the family title. Who has the family? Lord Johannes II. He doesn't hold anything. He's a child. Okay, fair enough. We're bringing a relative of yours onto the throne here. Yeah, and the legend is spreading nicely. I do like, of course, I don't think this is actually impacted by this, but I like that it immediately encompassed everything in Castrogiovanni. I did something good for the people there, and they immediately thanked me. And yeah, there he is. He won the war, and now he is defending. This is completely... It's something different. It's completely unrelated. Okay, I don't care about the details there. And we actually have another daughter. My loins could only produce a single man. Natalie, beautiful name. I love it. Good for you. What I now want to think about is Jordan. We already decided that I would like Eric here to give me the hand, of course, of his daughter, Merta. Oh my god. She is amazing. Are you joking? Oh, and our level of splendor actually increased. That is pretty crazy, right? Noteworthy. Now making it so that we're getting a longer reign opinion. And obviously we get a bunch more prestige just from being birthed. Very nice. Can I succeed in swaying him here? Yes, he swayed. Okay, is this enough? Jourdain? Yes! Oh, 0. Literally perfect. Come on, accept, buddy. Give me her hand in marriage. Yes! Oh, that is big. Now, we're sitting at a -34. Once the "you're not his rightful liege" is gone, we have a shot, I think. Which means I have to create the duchy. I do. That is what I want to use my money for, I think, as soon as possible. So now we have Richard, which is a very, very important, of course, connection right here with Eudokia. I hope that they do have children. And on the other hand, of course, we also have Jourdain. Jourdain's legitimization. Oh, and I didn't even see this, but they took over Neapolis. You conquered it, I assume? Inherited? Oh, it was inherited. Whoa. Okay. Maybe he just swore fealty. Does he have the... He doesn't have the duchy. Oh, that's very interesting. Turmarchus Johannes VI of Neapolis has indeed sworn fealty, I suppose. Serbia seems to be here to stay. Our connection with the Eastern Adriatic, or rather with the Adriatic Sea, I should say, definitely very proactive. Oh, and they turn Heinrich IV into a great conqueror. Whoa. I have the frequency on standard, so this isn't like mega, you know, anything. It's fine. I like seeing some great conquerors, even if the Holy Roman Emperor being it, well, yeah, that's pretty significant. If he can claim something like Universal Empire, I mean, be my guest, right? The Universal Monarch, that would be quite significant. For the time being, it just seems that he has made peace with the Pope. He has established himself. He has a good grip on his vassals. We'll see where that ends up. Education at an end. So this is Gerard de Hauteville, my guest, right? He is the one that will now indeed marry Adelise. And with that, 4.6% chance of inbreeding. I don't believe it. It will be good children. With that, she, of course, now lives in Rossano. Maybe I could theoretically, obviously he's going back home, right? Can't really do anything to bring you to my court. That's okay. He's a fortune builder. I think I brought him up good to become a good ruler, though he just mysteriously lost a bunch of a bunch of stats for some reason. Not sure why, but that's okay. We have the marriage, of course, that we had already organized. Wonder whether they're gonna win this rebellion. The Byzantines have been, well, notoriously, I think, uncertain about what will happen to them. My god, the Magyars are so weak! That's crazy. Is he hated by everybody? Jesus Christ, they give him no troops whatsoever. Oh, and my head of faith would grant me a claim on Cephaloni. Wow, first of all, interesting that he actually created that title, which means he will be a duke, even if I take Apulia. I don't want that claim. I can't push several claims anyway. I think that's okay. I think we will be fine. Interestingly, of course, the claim is pressed, which means it will stick around no matter what. You know, I'm looking at this right now, and he does have allies. Okay, he got some allies. I am looking at this now, and I feel... I think I'm going to send Richard de Hauteville right here to Malta. I'm not sure that I will keep him as my heir. I think right now I'm leaning towards probably not. He sees a lot of potential in his son because he is not warfare-minded. But Malta needs to be taken over. It is, of course, now sitting kind of as a thorn in our side with Syracuse being friendly towards us. I think I'm going to let this war be waged by Richard. If he takes it, Malta is his. And of course with Malta, well, you know how it is. We can go from there. I'm going to declare holy war like we did it previously. And then I'm going to actually automate my armies. And I'm going to let this be run by my nephew. Let's see, it's Kühn Abelard. I need to change the setting right there. Assign commanders is manual, thank you very much. Give me Richard. There he is. The idea here is that we have now built up so much prosperity in this region that organizing a fleet that can reliably make it to Malta, especially as we now reach spring and summer, should be feasible. This is the general period as well anyway in which you would want to do efforts like this one. This is when it is safer, when the seas are calmer and you have an easier time, you know, going into a different location overseas. Okay, something going on down there. Ooh, Matilde. So her claim, oh my god, he is pushing Matilda's claim on all of France that if Matilde dies, he will be the heir. I have turned off, I already said this, and I think I will never turn it back on again. I have turned off fabricating claims. Asking the Pope, and of course going ahead and actually pushing claims of others in ways that are beneficial to your dynasty is the only way to do things now. And the AI is, without a doubt, utilizing it. Very nice. Sprucing things up. My gardener informed me today that he thinks there's a section of my residence that could use some aesthetic improvements. When asked what he meant, he explained that a particular part of my courtyard could use a large number of carefully chosen bushes, which he can trim into various attractive shapes. It would make the current area, which looks relatively empty, a little more visually stimulating and appealing. Sorry, but no, I need to do other things with my money. Sorry to tell you this, but that is just infinitely more important. Now we're going to land here, and this is going to be a rough landing, I think. We're going to see whether that works out, okay? Ooh, as I wage a holy war, I can ask him for some money. And obviously I will do this. I am waging this war in the name of the Pope himself. I will not be collaborating with pirates, thank you very much. I could call in allies. I could try to call him in, but obviously that is not going to work. We could call Serbia. I do like the idea of Lanciano, but it does cost me some prestige. I mean, it's a lot of troops. Listen, here's the reality of this campaign. I would never rush like this into Malta, knowing full well that he has 2,800 troops, including special soldiers. If we lose this, it is Richard's failure. This is the important part here. I am willing to lose it. Oh my god. We're gonna die. We're gonna get full wiped. We're gonna actually get full wiped. And Amatus Malaterra died. That is crazy. He ruined the invasion of Malta. Richard, I shouldn't have trusted you. It's just that simple. Luckily, it wasn't a full wipe. But we hear news of this defeat, and I think he's furious. I think he, after the successful campaign and even a very, you know, kind of virtuously led campaign, he looks at this now and he says, my god, I cannot trust you with anything. And so he will decide to take over personally. He hates waging war, we've talked about this, but sometimes it's necessary. And when Richard cannot go through with the mission given to him, then it's definitely necessary. You think they imprisoned a couple of our knights? I don't think so. I think we got all of them. Legitimacy lost, right? Because we lost the battle. Yeah, I'm not surprised. And look at that, all of a sudden we are underneath recognized. Oh no! An illness? Where? Wait, where? Oh, there it is. Oh no. The desert flux? Oh, it has reached us. Summon the physician. Yeah, okay, my legitimacy, my blessing by God is definitely suffering. Desert flux, early prevention. Those afflicted are afflicted with sanguine excretions, like I've never seen before. This plague risks destabilizing the entire realm. Our people and crops will be decimated if we do not take radical action. Ooh, see, historically, this would be devastating, not just for us, but also for example, North Africa, which would at this point be relying on our grain shipments in general. And if we have a bad harvest, they have starvation. I'm going to go with a soft approach. Oh, and it's a success. This young man, I am actually stunned by how good he has been. Is this not the same man that I hired and he was terrible? Look at him. Gundwin. Unbelievable stuff. I love hiring somebody that is bad and then they learn. So mild epidemic prevention, not awful indeed. It is devastating in its essence there, but still. Anyway, I'm going to put myself in charge of this right here. And then we're going to replenish. I will call in an ally now. I think Lanciano is a good idea. Costs us a little prestige that we technically don't have, but Lanciano does of course have a marriage with us. Oh my god. Somebody's trying to kill me. It has a potential 69% success chance. 24% secrecy. He warned me, so he did a good job. Thank you, Ferrand. I need a bodyguard. Whoa. Eric? Do I trust any of these people? Robert Fitzhamon? Richard de Hauteville? He's not bad at actually. I know it says poor, but I'm still going to put him on there. I want to keep him close, even if he's not, you know, a good army commander. I want to keep him close, no doubt. Robert Fitzhamon, I don't think... I mean, actually, this is, like, quite neutral. He's very good at it. You know what? I'm going to hire him. And I know I shouldn't do this, because they are very powerful threats, right? There it is. Powerful agent in hostile schemes against you. I'm going to take Eric just because I know that he is basically a successful soldier so far. He has served us for quite some time. Did this change anything here? 60%. I actually brought down the success chance. Okay. Of course I shall join you in this war. Foes shall learn to fear the men of Lanciano. And you are joking. He's going in against the Pope again. Wow. I have made a decision. Not towards our heir, but towards Robert. I have to destroy him. He has to be stopped completely. He will never see the light. As sick as it makes me in my stomach, he will never see the light. My spy master has come with a discovery. He is certain that my nephew is scheming against me. He wanted to kill me. He wanted to kill me! Oh no. And since he is in the court of Robert, it's Robert trying to kill me, isn't it? Let the traitor be known. That you would kill your own kin. I have not harmed you, I have done nothing against you. And yet, you listen to your wicked father, you are no different. Oh my god, this is Roger Borsa, the historical heir of Apulia right there. We also have a war in Burgunderholm. I'm gonna send a regiment essentially after we're done. Right, you know the drill by now. Same way that I did it with Serbia. I'm gonna send a couple of people, probably the adventurers up there. But right now I can't get involved. I have my own war going. What do you want from me? I think that is more than justified. We have a child. Richard has born a child, a son, Basile. Which is most certainly a name that belongs to the Greeks, but I will grant it. How is the civil war going, my friends? Very superior. Not winning, though. We'll see how it goes. We shall see. May the good Lord have mercy on my brother's soul. I don't see any prisoners made in his immediate family. In his courtiers, I do see a couple of people arrested, but nobody that is vital to Robert. Now let us go. With me as the commander. Let us crush Malta. as we might. Let's take a gander at this. I'm not even sure that I'm going to win this, to be quite frank with you. Yeah, that does not look great. Oh, but I'm holding so much better with fewer troops than Guiscard. I don't think I was wrong about him. I don't think I was wrong about Guiscard. Look at it. And my allies are now coming, but I am already winning this. It is my leadership that wins this war in Malta. No two ways about it. I don't think Guiscard is the leader that he would need to be. Oh, and Abelard during this campaign has died from his wounds. And now we have Gerard, and he is very hostile towards me. My god. He is married to Adelise. Okay, I think this will go away. It's just, yeah, I just gotta move him in here. There he goes. And he's gonna learn to love me, I think. Fredesende has also come of age, but I will take care of her once I am back. Once we are back home in Messina, we can deal with that. Right now, it is none of our concern. The Pope, in the meantime, is spooking away our dear Robert. We shall see how that goes. Right now, he is, well, losing. I think that's pretty fair to say. And there you go. The war is over. Thanks to, well, me, not Guiscard. Edward of Salisbury left the prison as well. We released him. That is very, very good. As I now make my way home, the last act, I think, of this particular episode is me creating the Duchy of Sicily. And I think, actually, I like the Calabria color better. I think it's just a nicer color. How are we looking, my friend? -1. -1. Now, him having the bloody flux, bad news. I hope he survives. But it does seem as though we will be able to turn him into a vassal peacefully. -1 is really good. If I make my powerful vassals actually happy with me, you know what, I can do it in this video actually. I think that is very feasible. Doesn't hurt anyway to look for some court positions. Yeah, why not? You know, you're not great at it, but I think it is an honorable thing to do to give you that position, given how much your father actually cared about, you know, pushing my lot a bit further. Let me check this. We're at 0. I need like a tiny little bit more. Oh, that's good. And you know, just looking at this, I do think actually that I might want to immediately change his vassal contract. And we are looking at taxes from him, but again, he is basically just borderlands. He is the backbone of our country in that regard. So I'm going to give him feudal taxes. I don't really care about any of this stuff. We could do council rights. I think I'm just going to sanction war declarations. Like, that is the whole purpose of him existing. Let's modify this. He will feel slightly better about us. And then we'll take a look at whether I can't actually get Syracuse to become a part of our realm. Oh, there it is. He becomes a vassal. Oh my god, it's done. Took us long enough. 1086. I mean, it took them plenty of time historically as well, but there it is done. And I'm pretty sure that soon-ish, this will actually... Oh, my level of fame. So I will never actually fulfill this because my level of fame is too low. That does make perfect sense, don't get me wrong. I will take it as, you know, in theory, kind of achieved. We are going to take a look at reorganizing the realm, giving Malta. We are, of course, also going to look at going towards Denmark. It is far away, but we did promise it. But maybe more importantly, listen. I am thinking about my son, Jourdain, who has really been incredibly valuable to us, and he hasn't disappointed me the way that Guiscard has. I am not going to... I'm just going to go ahead. I'm not going to press any of these buttons. This is too strong. I don't like these countermeasure focuses. I think they're stupid. I'll just be honest with you, I think they kind of suck, okay? Maybe actually I'll do bounties for whispers. I don't want to do redouble guards. It's just too strong. I don't want to do withdraw from view. I don't want to do either of those. So tell me what you think about these. But I'll leave you right here. It's clear to me that our brother is trying to kill us, and that he will not be re-emerging from this, you know, in any better position. Did he succeed by the... Oh my god, it looks like he's succeeding, putting his mother on the throne. And he's excommunicated. Dude, the Pope is a power Pope. He's going around excommunicating left and right. That's crazy. Anyway, I will leave you right here, and we will see how this goes. Oh, and did he actually... Wow, yeah, he got the Pope to rescind the excommunication. He's back in the good graces of the church. Interesting stuff. So much interesting stuff happening here. Folks, I will leave you right here, and I will see you later, alligator.